Hello guys, and welcome again to the channel. So for today's video, we're going to check on some of the card spoilers from the newest non-special set, which we call as the Jumpstart 2022. And as you know, this product is more of the casual gameplay, let me say. As you will, how to play on this is to combine two of these booster packs, wherein this is filled with the lands and rares and some creatures that synergize with the scholars, for example, and then played it out in sort of a 40 card deck that we can go with your friends, or kitchen table gameplay and any other related stuff for this game. And so we're going to check some of the new cards that is probably good for EDH gameplay, and some other reprints that might have some new art. I think I saw a few that are of Japanese artwork design, so it's very quite sort of a pimp art kind of cards that you can use for your EDH decks. And so this will be a reference here on this website from MTG Goldfish. So we start with the recent main set of Jumpstart 2022 that was updated as of November 23. And this posting, we're going to check on the cards, also some of these reprints. These are also reprint cards that will be legal as to where they were originally printed in the regular sets. So we go with, first is Kenos, Priest of Tasa. This is a 2-2 cast Barefoot Cleric, 1/3 legendary creature, currently at this tabletop price. If you would scry a number of cards, scry that many cards, and then it will add one instead. Then you may pay 3 as generic for green and blue. Look at the top card of library. If it's a Kraken or Serpent or Leviathan or Octopus creature card, you may put it into the battlefield. If you don't put that card, you may put it on the bottom of the library. So this is basically a very strong way to cheat out these kinds of creature cards, especially in decks that may have synergy with the cards that has this huge kind of gameplay or strategy for the deck. So that's why, as I've heard from my friend, that this is very a sought after card, even for just a rare in this new set. So we go back again to the next one. We go with this one is Brazen Cannonade. Let me just do the zoom in for this card. Okay, so we are at 100%. Then this one, yes, that's correct. So this card is a 3 for generic and red enchantment rare. Whenever an attacking creature you control dies, Brazen Cannonade deals 2 damage to its opponent. It has also this raid ability wherein in your post combat main phase, if you attack with a creature this turn, exile the top card of the library, and until the end of combat of your next turn, you may play that card. So basically, this is sort of a Cardo effect, but given that you would need to attack with a creature, that would mean that the condition of having to cast it up to the next combat step would nearly not a hindrance here, because as most of the decks that are having this effect, that you're mostly casting your haste creatures before your combat, then this would go in hand with this enchantment. So its current price, I think it's $13.99. It's still very beneficial for a card. I think this would really go well in most of the creature aggro decks kind of commander that would need to play. So next we also have Benevolent Hydra. So this one would be X and green 1/1 for Hydra for rare. It comes with the battlefield with X plus 1% counters to it. As you get to pay more, you get more of these plus 1% counters. Then it has its ability wherein if one or more counters would be put into another creature control, put that many plus 1% counters are put on it instead. So basically a good way to ramp up your creatures in your token decks, or more of the plus 1% effect, because you get a bonus of additional plus 1% counters. Then you have this ability also to remove a plus 1% counter from Hydra, wherein you can also put that counter on another target creature you control. So good thing is would go with the counters type of deck. probably for more of the green-white aggro or just plainly mono green to get this benefit of just having this Hydra effect, that putting up some counters. So basically, if you would put a counter on a character creature you control, it would get 2 +1/+1 counters instead of 1. So next, we also have this uncommon deadly plot. Choose one, destroy target creature or planeswalker, or return target zombie creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield tap. The good thing is that it is an instant, it is a removal spell, but only costs just 4. But the best effect of here is that you get to choose 2 options. Either it becomes a removal spell, or a utility creature that can cheat out, returning zombie creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So in more sense, in a sort of a black-based zombie decks could be good here, or we can just go with any black mid-range decks for your commander that has some zombie creatures that can be returned to the battlefield. At the same time, it becomes a good spot removal in destroying any target creature or planeswalker. So next, we have Daring Piracy. It's an uncommon for for 2 generic and red enchantment. At the beginning of combat, your turn, create a 1/1 red pirate creature token with menace in haste. Exile it at the beginning of your next end step. This is a good source to have ATB triggers with the pirate tribal. At the same time, you get a bonus attacker that has menace in haste each beginning of your combat. So in a good way, you might have some ways to, for example, sacrifice a creature to have these effects, or use cards that has benefits to attack with a token, for example. So these are various ways of shenanigans that you can use with this card. Now we also have a Giant Ladybug. This is a common for green, 2 generic in 1 green, 4/1 insect for each. In enters the battlefield, you may search the library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put that card on the top of your library of the shuffler. So this is very for a common. I think this is very good utility creature in which he can become a good attacker by itself because of the 4/1 if given a clear board early on. At the same time, you get to fix your lands, except that it will just get replace the card row with a basic land that was searched. At the same time, it can also block flying creatures because with 4 power, I think it can also trade with those big creatures in the format. So that good for benefit, maybe for a mid-range a ramp kind of deck. But I think any green-based deck would really go with this because of mana fix, and also a good 3-drop creature that can trade up for any aggro for this metagame. Now we scroll down, we have some few reprints here. First off, Circle of Loyalty. This is, I think, from Tronobel Drain, the first reprint. It's the same for 6. It costs 1 less for each knight you control, then you have this anti effect to ++1. And your cast a legendary spell, you will create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. At the same time, you can also generate a 2/2 white creature token with vigilance by just having to activate this ability with 3 and white for stopping this creature. So overall, I think this is still a good reprint if you're going to go with a tribal knights deck that you might have missed in this let's say in a previous print from Tronobel Drain. You can just go with this version for Jumpstart. And next, we also have the Jace Arcane Strategist. Whenever you draw a second card each turn, put a counter entire creature you control. Then you get +1, draw a card. It's basically a good utility creature for Jace, but I don't really like its ability to have this only 2 with 6 mana at this disposal. So anyway, these are just good reprints that we are good to know that we'll have here in this set. We also have Yelon of the Sea and Sky. I think this is from Modern Horizons. This was one reprinted here in this set, but has its ability to go benefit with the Merfolk tribal deck in Modern. So whenever Swylom attacks, draw a card, it has its retrieval as long as you control at least 2 other Merfolks, and at the same time, it gets your Merfolk's protection by having them ward 1 in this effect. So still a good 3-drop and a good mythic reprint that would be added, and maybe in this build here would be a Merfolk Mono Blue for a Jumpstart deck. Now we also have Liliana Mastery. This is from Amonkhet, I think, the first sprint. Still a good utility creature, which planeswalker that can be a good addition to your commander for a curve for 5. And at the same time, that's his ability to return creature card from a battlefield and then becomes a black zombie in addition to its other cost. All have its ability to sweep out non-zombie creatures. So still at price now at 99.99, still very fair for itself. Now for other reprints, we don't really deal much on them. We have Shadowborn Demon, which has also the ability to destroy target non-demon creature, but your upkeep, if you have fewer than 6 creature cards in your graveyard, you will sacrifice a creature. So that's only the drawback here. We also have Dragon Speaker Sarkhan from Kansutar here. This was a good reprint also. We also have Avenger of Zendikar from the original Zendikar set. This original art was used on this reprint, but it's still a good mythic to add in terms of flavor and ability wise in this special Jumpstart set. Also the same with Master of the Wild Hunt. I think this one is from M10, I think. I forgot the original reprint, but this was reprinted several times, so it's still a good creature to see, but I think it has declined all of its ability, unlike before that it was became a powerhouse deck, part of a deck in standard. So next, we also have Ronas the Indubitable. Also a good card to Obligad for an Amonkhet god to become part of Jumpstart. And Angel of Flight Alabaster. This was from, I think this is from Innistrad, the original Innistrad. In your upkeep, you return target spirit card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, good card, and nonetheless, with a 4/4 for 5. Then we also have Archon's Transgrace. This was from Theros Beyond Death. A good reprint also for enchantment-based decks because of its constellation ability, having also the Pegasus creatures created whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield, and at the same time create a 1/2/2. This Pegasus would get a lifelink, and also he is a lifelink by itself. Blessed Sanctuary, I'm not sure the original printing of this, but still also a good card to include. Whenever non-token enters the battlefield under your control, you will create a 2/2 White Unicorn creature token along with this. Then Dawn of Hope, this is from Ravnica, I think Guilds of Ravnica, so a good card. Our Reckoning, Convoke would be the original Ravnica set. They will destroy all non-token creatures, also a good card to include. Sigil of the Empty Throne, as this has grown in value recently. So 99, this is just the default value for now. Then Taranika Akron Veteran, also a Theros theme card. I think this is from a special set. This is from Theros Beyond Death also. Next, Valkyrie Handbringer from Kaldheim. Okay, so good card. If you gain 4 more life this turn, you will create a 4/4 White Angel token with the Flying and Vigilance. Also a good card. That's a good addition. Baron also, sort of a utility card. For this, it can also bounce up to one other target creature, planeswalker to its owner's hand, and a permanent was put into your hand from the battlefield. You would draw a card. Then, Legion of Wishes, probably some filler rares with this, and also Fairy Formation. Creature Fairy, you will create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token flying and draw a card. Next, some Merfolks that would be good to add with Harbinger of the Tides. I think this is, I forgot set. This is from Origins, I think, Magic Origins. And then we also have Merfolk Sovereign. This was way back in M11, I think, the first print of this. We also have multiple choice from Strixhaven. Seafloor Oracle, this is from Ixalan, I think. Whenever a creature Merfolk you control will deal combat damage, you draw a card. And then Wake Thrasher, this is a classic. This is, I think, from Morning Tide. Okay, so whenever permanent you control becomes untapped, becomes ++1 until end of turn. Cool Sades also, this is a user submitted creation for this ability, but still good reprint to add on this just for the flavor probably. Deathbringer Regent, Council Tarkir also. Dreadslayer from the original set was, I think this was between Innistrad. It has the ability that whenever a creature dealt damage by Dreadslayer's turn, dies, return it to the battlefield under your control. It becomes a zombie in addition to its colors types. So good utility card. And the Chunks of the Dead, also some Zendikar, Grave Blade Mauler, Marauder has become rare again from the previous uncommon in Double Masters. And then we also have Grave Crawler, so a good reprint because of this ability that can be casted back whenever you control, as long as you control a zombie. Then we also have Luminous Mastery from Amonkhet. This is also a good zombie tribal buff, which it will also create two black zombie creature tokens as it enters the battlefield. And then next, Necromancer Stockpile. I forgot the original set. So a good card to have with the utility of a discarding creature and having a 2/2 zombie tap token. Priest of the Bloodlight also to create a demon token with flying and then lose 2 life in the upkeep. Scares the High Priest also from the original Innistrad. And as well with Tiskai Decaphobia. Then for our other red reprints, we have this patch. And then Storm, Gadrak the Crown Scourge, Glinthorn Buccaneer, Goblin Lava Master. Yes, this is also a good card to have here in the set. Latnis also, along with the Kariseb. This is more of the dragon deck. If you are a theme of your biggie flying dragons, then you could go with Latlis. Kariseb were more of a mono red because of Bragavan. And Ignite the Future. Exile top 3 cards of library. Until end of the next turn, you may play those cards. If those these spells cast from graveyard, you may play those cards without paying this mana cost. Also a good card for commander probably. If half heart, just go with a goblin aggro or something. And then for our last 4 green, we have Professional Freeze Breaker from Capena. Course of Grufix from the original Teros. This is from Born of the Gods. Creeper Hulk, I forgot the original tent. Dervish Goliath from Ravnica. And we also have Elvish War Master from Kaldheim. Slugworm, I think this is also from Merudin. I forgot this set, but it should become rare. Feed the Pack from Innistrad. Gorklo is I think from M19 or M18. I forgot this main first print. Perfect is Baxter no rare from Norwin's uncommon. But still, it's still too good to have only as an uncommon. So, understandable. Casing Cage Bakers from Innistrad, Night Ambusher from M20. Fundamental Coolest from the original this is from Judgment because of this ability, the Phantom Effect, or whenever it is dealt damage, prevented damage, and remove a personal counter from Phantom Nantoku. And then you can also tap it to put a counter on it. So, sort of endless blockers. More of these cards. Prowling Serpopard from Amonkhet, Ballots from Zendikar, Swarm Shambler from Zendikar Rising, Wildboard Preserver from Thorn Orbital Drain, Wolverine Riders. I'm not sure what's the original set to spend. Still a good card with a upkeep. You will create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. Whenever another elf you control enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to its toughness. So Bag of Holding has become rare. It was back as an uncommon in, I think this was in AFR. Dragon Sword from M19 and Bringer from Rise of the Eldrazi. Or that was Zendikar Rising also, I think. Then we have also Warhammer. Also a good card to have, especially if this ability that has to give you +0, trample, and lifelink with only 3 to equip. Monkey Cage, this is I think from Arcadian Mask. Then Psychosis Crawler from Mirudin. I think this is from Mirudin Besiege. Timeless Journal from, I forgot the set. But anyway, still a good card. Sacrifice the clues, search a very for a card, and then put that card to your hand. Your upkeep to get to investigate also. So free clues for you. Margin Clave as our last rare card here for the reprint. This is from Korea. So pay 3 tap to a card, activate only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. More of these reprints as we go along. So some of these are good cards that has probably seen as a good addition for creating the Jumpstart decks. So we won't really delve into this, but we'll check. I think those with the Japanese versions are the one that has made into several, such as this one. I think this has a Japanese version for a teacher supplier. I think we'll just do a browse of those cards with those different awesome anime artworks, and then wrap it, wrap this video up. So some still good cards here that was added, which can also be used if you are planning to do some cards that was previously not added in your decks for commander, for example. Okay, these are just the commons, and what's below? Let me just check again. These are the commons. We added the Ursus Tower also. Some Thriving Grove, plus the Thriving Cycle. Some Mortuary Marp and Marsh also was added. And the Seat of the Synod, the Artifact Lands. Forgotten Cave also is a good. Ashbar Rents also a good card. If we are going with the Pauper version, then those of that. But last but not the least, we're going to check for the Jumpstart 2022 Japanese. I think these are those with the Japanese art. Check this are one of the few. This is I think this Endbringer, the Green Eldrazi, and let me just go with it. This one also Balan, the Wandering Knight. This is the Japanese version. It's like enemy fox tail card as compared to this one from Cat Knight. They've also added let me check some enemy. Okay, let me just go with TCG. So these are the some previous also added here. Lotus Field. But we can check on what are these new cards, such as Jumpstart 2022 Japanese. Game card list, deck list. That's what added deck list here. Okay, Jumpstart Shape-Shifting Sands. Okay, do you have these enemy cards? I think they still have this. So this one only enemy cards are extras and packs, like something that, but they don't really. But they're added normal the cards, but they're all reprints, so you have to get previous. But if you need to go with the Japanese boosters for Jumpstart, basically Japanese Jumpstart booster box, and you get the high chance to go with this previous of this card. So last but not the least, we'll go with the next list. This was added before. Okay. So I think that's about it. We'll have some spoiler videos soon of all of the Japanese cards that was reprinted in Jumpstart, I think. Let me just try this one, the last attempt for a. Okay, so not all of them, not really added as a Japanese version. Some of them were added. This one, for instance. And we'll also check this one. Emancipation Angel was also a Japanese one. I can scroll. It's Sage Reverie, also Flicker of Fate. So this is in a very interesting way. And then Rhetoric, Emancipation Angel, to browse through some new cards that was also added. Border Stance, also some art. So if you need to pimp out some of your decks, probably for your commander, then you can suggest to buy of this, because they are really on the way for having a mix of the old cards, old card prints, and new cards that was still very good to go with a pimp art, because of new arts, and also to have with this design. So I guess that's about it. Let me just try to check on other colors. This one, Alandra, Sky Dreamer, Mrs. Nasus. Some of the cards, that was animated version. We have Kasmina, very nice reprint for new art. Spectra Sailor also, very cute, kawaii mirror image. Then more of this Rogue also, and Spellstarter's type. Also, Ristic Study is back so rare for this one. Anyways, that's about this video. If you'd like more of this content as we go along, some spoiler again for the upcoming set in January or February, we will just go through and subscribe to this channel. So thank you for checking this video. Until the next time for MTG spoiler and other sets that are go to see and discuss for this version. So thank you for watching this, and until the next time.